So let us talk about Wakanda Forever. The good parts of this project. Well, the death of T'Challa was quite sad in universe, and Letitia Wright, Shuri's acting was so hard hitting at that point. It was quite sad. And then the funny spaceship thingy that happened just made everything a bit funny. Where we saw Chadwick as the Black Panther um, in some parts of the movie was also quite hard hitting. And what it made me realize was that this franchise used to be so great and has now descended into mediocrity. We used to have realistic-ish, likable characters who dominated the screen and, at very least, entertained viewers. But now we have something so shallow that it can only be lifted through nostalgia and member berries. The actresses on this project were fantastic. Angela Bassett when she was queening, Letitia Wright when she was mourning, and Lupita Nyong'o, who's just really nice to look at us every time. Yes, please. Well, and also there was Denai Guerrera, who's Okoye. She's also really amazing. Well, they showed in their various scenes, and it's just sad that there's just so much that's not good about this movie that, makes it bad. And the other good thing about this project is Mbaku. He's honestly the best part of the film, and his on-screen presence is just delicious to experience. And frankly, him not becoming the next Black Panther is the biggest missed opportunity in the MCU, right beside not making Bucky Barnes the next Captain America. We'll get to that soon. Believe that. Let's go back to M'Baku. Winston Duke could carry the movie if they gave him the chance. He brought so much charisma to the film and would have satisfied everyone after the passing of Chadwick Boseman as the next Black Panther. But we can only wish. The man is so big and covers the entire screen. Imagine this monster Black Panther. Imagine that. He brought his A game to the project, and at the end of the movie, he became the new ruler or king of Wakanda also. Yeah, I guess. So Namor or Namor killed the Queen of Wakanda, and Wakanda chooses its ruler through trial by combat. So I think that technically means Namor is the king of Wakanda. So yeah, M'Baku has to go fight Namor. I'm just making that up. The MCU is no more. It's no longer that deep. I still think M'Baku should have been the next Black Panther after Chadwick Boseman. The other good thing about this project would be Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's participation. Now, his reason for being in the film is funny as fetch, and it's almost unnecessary. However, Michael B. Jordan owns the role. His presence was a very welcome sight, and I sometimes wish they would have resurrected him to be the redeemed new Black Panther. Perhaps T'Challa took him to a rural village like what they did to Bucky Barnes, and he recovered and, comes back in Black Panther 2, proves himself, and becomes the new Black Panther. A nice redemption arc. That would have been refreshing. But now he's dead, and he's an ancestor now, so we can only hope. Oh, we can only wish. Well, the other delightful presence was Nakia, Lupita's character. Her on-screen presence is just a pleasure to watch all the time. She's so gorgeous, and her acting is really good as well. But she's so gorgeous, right? I don't know what to say. I just enjoyed her on-screen presence. She needs better weapons than those things she's holding. And yeah, I like Lupita Nyong'o. Leave me alone. The choice of music is great. It's like when you slap on great music on any landscape shot of Wakanda, you can give any black person goosebumps. If you're black and you're considering whether or not to watch this as a cultural thing, hold up. This movie is not a cultural event. It's a it's a Disney product. Not even a Marvel product anymore, just a Disney product with Marvel characters. There's like 20%, if I'm being really generous, 20% good stuff, and about 80% awful stuff. And that's just me being really generous. Now let's get on to the stuff I hate. Huh, believe me, it's coming. Ha. Now, Wakanda is very racist. Wakanda is an extremely racist land. Wakandans have this black supremacy vibe going on about them that is extremely toxic. And there's a simple way to measure if something is good or bad. If it doesn't work both ways, then it's definitely not right. So Wakanda says they hoard vibranium because they fear that the rest of the world, aka white people, are going to do with it. And it's just like the world's modern superpowers telling the rest of the world that you guys cannot build nukes because we're the only ones responsible enough to handle nukes. Wakanda forever, right? Yeah, it's a bit messed up. The other thing is Wakandans are not the good guys. I mean, we've we've seen in Falcon and Winter Soldier that they can send their soldiers all over the world without jurisdiction because they claim they have jurisdiction wherever they want, just because they have superior technology. The next thing that really, really grinds my gears is the first Wakanda movie and the second one, Wakanda technology and weaponry. I mean, how in the world does the world's most advanced civilization still use spears for protecting their king? I mean, many people say the spears can now pew, 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 and they have other abilities, but then come on, let's be serious. It's like a spear versus a gun should be, it's a no-brainer. You could just pow and done. And it's also like saying in the 21st century, instead of using camouflage, guns, and explosives, we see the modern European army, British armies wearing knight armors and using swords that are built with titanium because titanium is now the most strongest metal we have. Yay. I mean, don't kill me in the comment section. There are probably much stronger metals, but think about it. Imagine we still use the same weapons but then we've just coated them with new metals now. I mean, it doesn't make sense. As a civilization grows, if they're supposed to be the smartest, they should evolve. They should, use something else. And spears need to be put aside for more modern weapons. Give Wakandans special guns or even put weapons inside their clothes or something more advanced. Spears should be, ceremonial weapons that are used in the castle. That looks nice. Use the guards of the castle hold spears made of vibranium, but they should stop using spears as their main attack weapon and call other weapons primitive. Guns, so primitive. Oh my God. Ugh. And then there's this silly technology in this new Wakanda Forever where they use drums that splash water to open the shield that gets them into Wakanda. But the whole time I was watching, I just thought to myself, what is going on here? It's like the actors, sorry, it's like the show creators have assumed that Africans are so stupid that when they evolved, instead of pushing a simple button to open this grid, they still have to use ceremonial splash drums to open something that could be achieved by just using a security lock or maybe just retina scan or a thumb. I mean, just seriously, yo, splash drums. That is next level. Anyway, the other thing that really mostly only Africans would take note of it is the Wakanda accent. Wakanda has a serious accent problem. Now, if you look at the map of Wakanda, it's located somewhere between Ethiopia, Kenya, and South Sudan. However, we've also we've also established that Wakanda is extremely isolationist, extremely isolationist, extremely iso
That you had you could you do you want you
will stop, extremely isolationist. So why are they using so many different African accents? Some of them are using Nigerian accents from all the way in West Africa. Others are trying Eastern accents. Others are just just winging it, just, flatten your American accent, and there you go. Let's use an example. It's like someone says you're making a movie about France, and people in France are speaking with British accents, Eastern European accents, and it's all just different accents, and they're all speaking English. That is how This is all being assumed or played out. Yep, so it's just a mixture of accents from all different parts of Africa with no consistency to it. Well, the other thing is there's only one man in Wakanda, and his name is M'Baku. All the other men do not exist. They are background characters, they are non-existent, they are invisible. There is just one man, M'Baku. What is that trying to tell us? That, African families don't need men, African kingdoms don't need men. Why can't we have proper black excellence where it's a black man and a black woman building a family that's filled with love and no hate for anyone at all, not having the stomach to call anyone colonizers. We'll get to that eventually. Anyway, just a decent excellent, a decent family that other people from all over the world can relate to. Just women. The queen is a woman. The head of the science division is a woman. The military units are all women. And then there's just a tribe somewhere living somewhere, and among them is the most dominant male. Every other man is just some guy, just some guy. It's crazy and it's sad. Now, move on to the next one. Since Shuri is a lead character of this movie, I'm going to focus a lot on her flaws because she has so many of them. And it takes you out to the movie. Now, Shuri was unique and likable as a science woman. There's a lot of nepotism in there, but aside all of that, we still loved her. She was still the smart, the representation of the black smart girl from Africa who's the only one who could save Vision. I mean, even though she was really cocky about it, but then still, it was really cool to deal with her. She was the science girl. She was the science girl. She was, and then it's as if at the end of James Bond, the new James Bond that gets picked up is Q. Q becomes a new James Bond because, he can build enough tech and gadgets to make him the next James Bond. So yeah, go for it, Q. It's just not right. Anyway, she was all right until they decided to make her the discount skinny Black Panther 2.0, aka the hand-me-down empowerment Black Panther. I mean, instead of making Bucky Barnes the new Captain America, they gave it to Falcon. I mean, you will not hear the end of this from me, Marvel, and anyone else. I'm gonna keep going on with this Bucky Barnes thing. Hashtag make Bucky the next Black. Oh wait, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, make Bucky the next Captain America. Oh yeah, and recast the Black Panther, yo. Now, who thought it was a good idea to make Shuri the next Black Panther? I mean, that person needs to own up and answer some serious questions. I mean, first question, why? The second question, why? I mean, make Nakia the next Black Panther if you want a woman, but why Shuri? You had so many different options. And Baku was the best option. You could resurrect Killmonger by saying T'Challa took him to a village where they did like what they did to Bucky and make him the next Black Panther after a redemption arc. You could make Okoye the next Black Panther and establish that she's more brutal because, T'Challa died when she was with him on a mission and he told her to be the next Black Panther. She's strong enough. She's already proven herself to be strong enough. You can make Ramonda the queen of Wakanda. You can make her the next Black Panther. Angela Bassett looks fit enough. You can make Nakia the Black Widow Black Panther because she's a widow and she's a Black Panther. See, I'm good at jokes. Please like and follow. Yeah, but why would you ruin Shuri's character and make her the next Black Panther? I mean, it's just as bad as making Falcon the next Captain America. You had Bucky right there. He was Cap's friend from the very beginning, even though Cap said he will be there till the end of the line. He fell in love and left Bucky behind, and that's fair. But then he came back, and instead of giving the shield to his best friend and telling him to gain the strength from it, he rather gives it to Falcon. The one person without superhuman strength enough to handle that shield. And look at his costume. Look at that thing on his head. Ugh. Oh wait, Black Panther. Yeah, Shuri. Shuri should have remained the super smart genius of Wakanda. Make her queen. I mean, that's fine. She should be queen of Wakanda. But then get us a new Black Panther. Come on. Hashtag M'Baku is the Panther. Pan Panther. Yeah. So moving on. Shuri decides that she's angry and she's going to preemptively attack the ocean people. That's okay, you're angry, that's fine. So now pick a battlefield, Shuri. And Shuri picks the ocean. She picks the ocean to fight the ocean people. Why, Shuri? I thought you were a genius. You're supposed to be one of the smartest people in the MCU. Look at what Disney has done to you, Shuri. You were supposed to be one of the smartest people in the MCU. Huh? No. Give us a new Black Panther and make Shuri Queen of Wakanda. Hi, this is me from the future. Um, I just realized that Shuri is actually the best character to replace um, Iron Man rather than introducing Riri Williams into the MCU because we've already established that she's the genius behind Black Panther's, tech. And she's not supposed to need a magical herb in order to gain her power. It's like by doing that, they have taken away her tech genius, where she could have, used tech to build herself a new, you know, Ironheart suit and make herself the new Ironheart character who uses Wakandan technology to become a much more superior Iron Man. We rather have to introduce the bland and non-inspiring and unlikable Riri Williams into the project. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna just shut up now. Back to the video. And now, moving on, Shiri calling a white man a colonizer makes absolutely no sense. As a matter of fact, any Wakandan calling any white person a colonizer is just sheer hubris. Wakanda has a worse moral compass. I mean, they stood by while slavery and colonization happened like normal. They didn't use their superior technology to help, and now they're calling someone a colonizer. Wakanda should be ashamed. I mean, this was Killmonger's exact, thing. I mean, this is why Killmonger had his reasons. That's why we were all sympathetic to Killmonger. He's the price that Wakanda has to pay for not interfering during slavery and then not interfering during colonization as well. So please, Wakanda, you don't get to call anyone a colonizer. You were never colonized. Hashtag Killmonger was right. No, 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 no. Now, there's another funny scene where Shuri gets stabbed in the guts. It's supposed to be a big emotional moment, but I was like, okay, what are you trying to do? We've seen this before. Yeah, everyone knows she's going to survive. And the other half of my brain was like, wait, 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 look how Letitia writes. Look how skinny she is. And look at the size of that spear that went through her gut. She should be dead. This is insane. She should be dead. She definitely shouldn't be able to do a flip. She definitely can't bend over. She should be dead. She should be sitting down, applying her Komodo dragon beads to her injury and waiting for further assistance. But no, she runs. She does a front flip. She says, Wakanda Forever! She faces her enemy again, and she has enough energy to do a flashback to compare their histories, and is able to hang on to a plane with one hand, and is able to shout again, Wakanda Forever! And the whole time I was just thinking, she just got stabbed, guys. She should be seeking emergency medical attention. Please stitch her up. Anyway, and Shuri just let Namor go, or Namor go. Namor is planning to kill everyone on the surface world, and she just let him go, even though he never told her that he was going to change. He never exquisitely said, "Oh, I've given up now. I'm no more going to harm the surface world." And she just let him go. He has no intention of changing. She just let him go. She didn't even imprison him in Wakanda. She just let him go. You could have just taken him prisoner and say, if you guys strike, I will kill your king or something like that. But she just let him go. Yeah, good for you. Now yeah, I think that's enough of Shuri. Let's talk about Nemo's Ocean Land. Now, the thing here is this is the same issue with Wakanda. Is it supposed to be magic or science? It's like the science in this movie is trying to be more culturally appropriate than to be realistic. I mean, if Namor soldiers were supposed to be evolved, they shouldn't be riding around on whales. Come on, a whale? If a whale swam under a bridge in New York, I'm pretty sure it'll be detected. I mean, come on. But then, yeah, I mean, they don't even have vehicles that can, not be detected or invisible vehicles or there's just so much about them. You know what? I'm not gonna get into their science. It's just so messed up. There's enough of Wakanda to deal with right now. And the last thing I need to just go back and say about Shuri, they should have given her a love interest because she was just so bland. She was just mourning, just a sad person all through the film. And oh, they should have made her and M'Baku have a simple love interest, and then they should have made Namor propose marriage to her as a way to unite their lands and give them a much deeper connection. Like Shuri is not fun except when she's mourning. Anyway, I think I'm done with Shuri. Let's go on to Riri Williams. Riri Williams is just so boring. Why is she in this movie? Come on, man. She's just so friggin' boring. Like, Like, what do you mean she built her first machine at 3 years old? I mean, that's not how child geniuses work. There are levels, and the creators of the show should probably go and learn something from young Sheldon. I don't know why the Queen of Wakanda and Shuri cared so much about her that one of them ended up sacrificing themselves for her. It makes no sense. There's nothing special about the character. Anyone can build stuff, and that's not why we care about them. I mean, who approved this armor design for Riri Williams? It doesn't feel real at all. It's like she doesn't belong. Well, maybe she belongs in this movie considering the other things that Shuri designed. Oh my God. I think we should all be asking Shuri, what are those? I mean, seriously, it's just so crazy. My goodness. And Riri Williams' armor is just crazy as well. It's awful. It's god awful. It just makes you think. Iron Man built. This is what? Wait, what? Iron Man? What? No, 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 no. Who? And now this other thing that I just need to put out there right now. This one thing pisses me off so much ever since the end of Infinity War and the beginning of the fall of the MCU. This one word, this one word that new characters like to use. Woo hoo. Woo hoo. What the French do you mean woo hoo? Why would you woo hoo? Why does modern Hollywood think that woo hoo is a good thing? Imagine this. Iron Man is creating his first armor while under duress from the terrorists. He loses his friend Yinsen and has to use his armor to avoid getting killed by the unmen shooting at him. And then imagine at this point when he shoots his flamethrower. He goes like, woohoo, flamethrower. Imagine Captain America gets his injection and becomes the big Captain America we know, Steve Rogers, and his scientist friend just died in front of him. Imagine he then chases the assassin through the streets and then he screams, woohoo! I mean, imagine Thor rotating his hammer and then throwing it up in the skies and screaming, woohoo! As he takes off. It's childish and it reduces the stake. Now, in this movie, we have a young woman killing enemy soldiers in the midst of a battle, and she just woo-hoos. She woo French and whoos. Please stop making our heroes shout woohoo while killing people. Woohoo is the character trait for the dumbest or the most childish person in the group. The only other place you can use it is in a cartoon. And even not just any cartoon, the most stupidest cartoons, or not stupidest, that's a bit too rude. It's more like cartoons aimed at kids, at 9-year-olds. Please stop woohooing. Like it's just so obnoxious and evil. I mean, it's a high stakes situation. You are struggling. Something just worked out. You don't woo hoo. Woo hoo. What in the world do you mean woo hoo? Oh, anyway, that's those are everything I hated about this movie. Anyway, in case you wanted to know in case you want to know I'll try one more time. In case you want to know who, it is Riri Williams, Ironheart, woohooing during the final fight. Yeah. Anyway, here are some missed opportunities with this film. If they did not want to recast T'Challa, they could have just made M'Baku the next Black Panther. And the next one, why kill off T'Challa with a virus? I mean, it's so wrong. Just make the water people responsible for killing him if you want to raise the stakes, or if you want to go that far, you know, make him die protecting Wakanda, die a heroic death. You can easily just put a VFX mask on a VFX character and show him having an intense battle where he kills all of the big threat and then he dies heroically and pff, take it from there. Huh, huh. And this third one here, Shuri's story would have been more fun if it was about her journey to becoming queen of Wakanda. Namor will offer to marry Shuri so they can unite their special tribes. But then she instead but she was already in love with M'Baku, who has been by her side since her brother died. Just like her brother in the previous movie, in this version, her mother is trying to prepare her to be queen, and she doesn't want it.
I don't want it. I never have.
And then she says, "No, I'm going to create a new heart-shaped herb instead so we can have a new Black Panther." So that is two different arcs are available for her. She has to become queen, or her mother wants her to train to become queen, and she says no, she's going to restore the Black Panther. And meanwhile, she has a love interest with M'Baku, and when she's captured by Namor offers to marry her to unite their tribes. And then midway through the story, she and M'Baku both, when she discovers it, both herself and M'Baku take the heart-shaped herb. They visit the ancestral plane. They have a chat with Killmonger. She has a chat with Ramonda as well. And M'Baku is welcomed as a new Black Panther, but the throne is to be left to Shuri. And Shuri becomes Queen of Wakanda, and she angrily lures the ocean people to land to preemptively attack them. There's a big war, boom, 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 Wakanda forever, and then they imprison Namor, and that makes for a much fun experience. Everyone is happy. Wakanda forever. Everyone just goes home happy with a fun experience instead of this. Anyway, I don't know what to say. All in all, I'm just gonna give us a quick rant about the end of the movie. It was not fun. That's the end of the rant. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'm looking forward to making a video where I would thoroughly look into why, or basically thoroughly explain to you why Bucky Barnes should be the next Captain America instead of Falcon. I mean, it's already too late, but then, yeah, it's still a fun topic to explore. And I'll probably come back and make another one about why Baku should be the next Black Panther. But I've probably covered it, a lot of it in this video. Thanks very much for watching, and like and subscribe if you can. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.